Hello everyone, this is Clock for Game. This is going to be my first video on a Data Live deck. I've been in the community for Weiss Schwarz for a couple of years now, and I thought, you know what, I'll see how video making goes. I'll try and do some deck profiles, and I'm just using this this channel for kind of my own enjoyment and to get some deck profiles out there and hopefully get a little bit more involved with the community, and I hope you pick up some good ideas from this. And so, without further ado, we'll get into the deck profile. And I've got to say, Data Live is one of my favourite sets of Weiss Schwarz. I just think it's so versatile and it's so much fun. And so what I've been doing is I've been testing out the 8-choice Kotori deck. And so let's start with the level 0 lineup. So you will see this level 0 Toka from the trial deck in most Data Live builds. It's just an extremely good hand filter. It allows you to, when it's played, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character, add it to hand. And you are then able to ditch a character. Then you've got to ditch if you add the character. Then the second effect is you can ditch a character to draw a card. So if you're starting and you need a climax to hand, you play this and you reveal a climax. You can ditch a character from hand and draw that climax. It's just a very good hand filter, and it's useful all the way through the game. And we'll put the brainstorm aside for a moment, and I'll talk about this. So this is the Another Me Origami. This is just an extremely good card for adding your level 1 combos and combo pieces to hand. It's a 2k face, and when it attacks, you can pay 1 and ditch 2 cards out of hand, so you can ditch those climaxes if there's too many in there, in your hand, or some cards that you don't need, and search your deck for your level 1 combos. This is a really good versatile card, and it's always good to see it early. It's especially handy as well later on in the game if you are missing some of your combo pieces or finishers. And so we'll move on to the there we go. Move on to the Ricky. I play with the ratios of the Ricky. This is the Ricky from set 2, and it's on reverse. You clock a card, mill the top 2 cards of your deck, and salvage one card that is the combined level of the cards that you milled. This is very good. It's just very handy for getting through your deck, and it's very handy for adding those combo pieces and things back to your hand if you need them. It also doesn't cost stock as well. That's a nice point. So this brainstorm is something that I'm testing out. It's the Queen Brainstorm Declaration of War Queen from Data Bullet. And this brainstorm is a salvage brainstorm. So you obviously mill cards for every climax hit, salvage 1 from your waiting room. But I like to use this, or I'm testing it out at least, for its top effect, which is pay 2, and you can move one of your opponent's character to an open position on their board. I think this could be situationally very handy when it comes to facing things like Overlord, where you want to drag something to the front from their back row to kill it, or Alice to kill their brainstorm, or with Itsuki you can kill their hand size increases if there's a free slot. I just think this is very handy. Obviously the cost 2 isn't ideal, but if used correctly and you've got the excess stock, it might be something that will be able to really harm your opponent's game plan. Then we've got the 2 copies of the Climax Swapper. I like this Climax Swapper just because it can be used as a bit of a beat stick as well. With it being 2/5, it can run over some things at level 0. But I could drop this as well at some point for the Origami Happy Incoming Message Origami Climax Swapper, which has got a bit more versatility to it and utility, just because it minuses power on your opponent's board. But I'm going to stick with this one for the moment, just because it's yellow, and yellow is nice in this deck. Then we've got the Swimsuit Kotoris. This allows you, when it's played, to check the top 2 cards of your deck. One thing that I like to do with this is I seem to have a habit of hitting many climaxes when I attack. So I'll play this, check the top two, put the climax as the second second point of damage, or second thing that'll hit, sorry. And when I finally hit it on my second attack, I can pay it out the next turn. It's also a drop salvage, so pay one, ditch one to salvage one from waiting room. Very, very handy. So as you've probably seen with this deck, you do get through there are ways to get through your deck quite a lot and put your pieces in the waiting room to which you can salvage them. Then you've got the Kotori Itsuka. This is just a very, very handy card. It allows you to give power when it attacks, so it can help you get out of backup range. So when this attacks, you can give something else 1,000. So it can help you get out of backup range or run over one of your opponent's characters that is a problem piece. It's also got the effect of when it dies, you can ditch a card to check the top 4 of your deck and add a... let me check, is it? Oh yes, that's it. It's a level 1 or higher character. So that's just very, very, very handy. This is a tech choice, and it's the set 1 Shido. It allows you to blink a character, and that's what I use it for sometimes. So if you've got effects on your opponent's side of the board, such as Hololive, where everything kind of needs to be on the board and needs to be kind of played that turn or whatever. It's very handy against things that use markers. It's also very handy against things like the Itsuki movie set deck that's running around the is it 8 pants? I can't remember whether it's 8 pants or 8 door, but the Itsuki deck that's running around. I play against that quite often at my my locals, and I should really know what it does really and what climax it runs. That's a mistake on my part. But what this does is it allows you to blink away, especially the level 0. There's a level 0 Itsuki that gains a marker, allows you to blink away that, and that's just very handy. It's also handy in other situations as well. But the main thing that you use it for is the pay 1 to kill itself and look at the top 4 cards of the deck and add a character from that. It's just very, very handy. On to the level 1s. Quite self-explanatory level 1s. You've got the Kotori level 1, which uses this climax. This is great. It gains a little bit of power, and you are able to check the top card of your deck when it attacks. The climax combo, sorry, is you check the top card of your deck twice when it attacks, and add it to hand if it's a character or event, so it can add the My Little Shido event, which is extremely handy. Moving on. We've got the My Little Shido event. This card speaks for itself. It does so much. It's you tap one of your characters and you can check top 4 or add a level 3 from the waiting room to hand, or target one of your opponent's characters and level it down. Swap it with something to level down in the waiting room. This is just so good, especially with this, because you can grab this from this climax combo. And then we've got the just very handy Kurumi climax digger. So she checks top 4 and you add a yellow climax. You can also kill her to give 2,000 power to something, again to get over backups or get over your opponent's board. For the level 2 lineup, we've got a relatively simple lineup. We only run 3 level 2s, but I love this card, the Lunchtime Kotori. It does require you to have a full board, but it's pretty stacked with its effects. So if you've got a full board and you play it, you're able to draw 2, ditch 1. Draw 2, ditch 2, which is very handy for getting through your deck or getting those combo pieces you need for later on. It may allow you to draw your finisher or your finishing combo. Also allows that hand filter too, especially if you're getting close to a refresh. It gains 6k when there's full board, so it becomes 10k. So that's handy for running over a lot of your opponent's things. When it's got full board you can stock a character from waiting room. This is just very, very handy, and it allows you to gain that extra bit of stock. And if you can get the stock off, it pays for itself really, because it's only a cost 1. Then we've got the memory kick backup. I'm going to try this out. Memory kick is always good, but this is a 2.5 backup as well. There is a Natsumi green backup for level 1 that I'm thinking of trying out, but we'll see how it goes. But that's only 1,000 backup, so I might run one of each. I might play around with the ratios of things, but let's see how things go. This seems to be all right. And oh, it's I believe it's an anti-level as well. Let me double check. No, it's just a memory kick. Sorry, I was getting it confused with the other one. My mistake. However, on to the level 3 combos. So, this is your main combo. You probably end of level 1, kind of somewhere in level 2, you want to start getting at least 1 or 2 copies of these to the hand. This is when it's played, it heals and it combos with this. Climax combo is pay 2, ditch 1. So it does use quite a lot of stock, so if you want to use your combo, just one of these cards is going to use 4 stock. So you've got to beef your stock up quite well. You probably want at least 8 stock. You want to be getting probably at least 2 of these off. But the Climax combo is you can pay 2 and ditch 1 card from hand, and you can either burn 4 or burn 2. Burn 2 in instances of 1. Also burn 1 twice. Probably 80% of the time you're going to go for the burn 1 twice, but the option to burn 4 is very, very handy, especially if you know that your opponent is either out of or running low on climaxes. It can be quite an explosive finisher. I've won a game or 2 at the pub the other night with some friendly games due to this effect alone. It's just knowing when to actually use the burn 4 or burn 1 twice. Then we've got the Wind Twins. I absolutely love this card. It's when you play it, you can ditch 2 to burn 1 and heal 1. Or if you don't ditch 2, you just choose one of the effects. Usually you use it to heal 1, but I've had quite a lot of success actually, especially if your opponent is in quite a compressed deck state. For you to burn 1 and just ping 1 of the climaxes from the top of the deck, which hopefully will make your attacks a little bit more successful or combo burn in the future. And then the last 2 cards I run is, I'll start with this one first. This is a stock swap. This is just a generic stock swap. I don't know about you guys, but at least in my locals, there's quite a lot of decks that generate a good amount of stock. Because there's quite a lot of explosive finishes that they run that seem to eat stock quite a lot. So a stock swap, especially if your opponent is in a compressed deck state, you are able to stock swap them out and hopefully rip a bunch of climaxes into their stock from the top of the deck. So this is extremely handy. And then last but not least, there is this Toka. Kurumi, wrong girl. There's this Kurumi that is a memory kick, it's a healer, and it's a pay 3, ditch 1, Icy Tail 5. This is a very well-known finisher, and it's been played in a lot of decks, and it still sees play even today just because of its versatility. But that's the end of the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I can continue to make some videos. I will catch you all later, and God bless.